Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Wealthy Wednesday radio show with Luci McMonagle, helping you create a lifestyle and business that you love. Luci is an intuitive success coach who specializes in assisting and training for lifestyle and business success. As a member of your own university and an associate member of the Women's Speakers Association, she brings over 20 years of serial entrepreneurship, internet business training, and financial training to the table. Luci is on a mission to empower and inspire holistic entrepreneurs to become wealthier. Let's begin that journey together as we welcome the host of the Wealthy Wednesday radio show, Luci McMonagle.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling and coming to my radio show. This is Luci McMonagle, your host, and I really appreciate you listening today. And I wanted to tell you that the Wealthy Wednesday radio show is for holistic entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, fempreneurs, and for small business owners who are interested in increasing their knowledge, education, skills, and abilities to increase their wealth. It's my goal to inspire and empower you to become healthier, wealthier, and more abundant. In today's show, we're going to cover how to get what you want with tremendously powerful goals. There's a certain way that you need to do your goals in order to make them tremendously powerful. And in these steps, we're going to cover the 5 steps in figuring out what your goals are, what goals are really supposed to do, how to create tremendously powerful goal setting, and strategically automating your goals. So there's been a lot of talk and different studies regarding goal setting, but there really hasn't been a lot of different detailed information on setting goals in a certain way that produces tremendously powerful results. Your thoughts and your images create the blueprints which you create your life by design. Goals, therefore, are planted in directed thoughts. Without creating plans and directing your thoughts, your life appears to be happening haphazardly and seemingly becomes unreliable. I'm going to give you as much information as I can in this short radio show. So whatever your ideas, visions, and dreams are, they start becoming your self-fulfilling prophecy, and what you shall be, do, have, become, and achieve. The source of all creation is a field of infinite possibilities and potentialities. When you use your creativity, this allows you to tap into the field of potentiality, and through mindfulness and deliberate inspired actions, you create your dream goals into reality. This is different from taking massive actions to achieve your goals. When you take massive actions, you're usually spinning your wheels, and this leads into frustration. You start feeling run down, and it can make you feel fatigued in so many different areas of your life, so that you no longer enjoy the fruits of your labor, and you no longer become grateful for all of the achievements that you've made. So you can start predicting your outer life tomorrow by looking at your inner thoughts, ideas, and visions that you're creating today. So what is your highest thought? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about what you're thinking about over and over again seems to manifest? It's kind of odd, isn't it? I have a free e-guide called Prosperous Living on my website at lucimcmonagle.com that explains to you how you can use a delete button for your thoughts, how to get a handle on what you're creating, and how to live a more prosperous life. The website for that is lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com. And that's my free gift for you. So when you are clear about what you want in your life, then you can start creating a guide for making decisions. You have to ask yourself if these decisions will bring you closer to your goals or farther away from them. And eventually this active thinking becomes passive thinking so that you'll already know the direction that you're going is going to bring you to your goals or bring you farther away from your goals. But you have to make it a new habit. And sometimes that's a little difficult. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the 5 steps for figuring out your goals. This can be really difficult because our lives get so busy and we forget to take the time for ourselves. Many of us are always giving our time and our energy to other people, places, and things. But we need to remember that in order for us to have a fulfilling and purposeful life, we need to take time out for ourselves. So with that being said, your first step to creating tremendously powerful goals is to take time alone. And even if this is only for 10 or 15 minutes every morning, every single day, or if you actually spend more time alone in the evening, this may mean you have to wake up a little bit earlier than anybody else that you take care of. But just like exercise, you will actually feel more refreshed and alive each and every day when you take time out for yourself. The second step is to relearn how to daydream. Somewhere down the road of life, we've forgotten how to daydream. We've been told that daydreamers are bad and they never get anywhere in life. We've been told that we need to grow up and to stop with the nonsense of daydreaming. But our dreams are extremely important. And as we've gotten older, so many of us have shrunk our dreams down to the size of our pocketbook and the size of our income. But when you really look at the facts, when you really look at the dreamers like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Oprah Winfrey, just to name a few, these people did not allow other people to tell them that their dreams were too big. They did not allow other people to make their dreams shrink smaller and smaller. So allow yourself the time to daydream is the second step. And to get in touch with your heart's desire and your greatest purpose using your imagination. The third step is to let your mind wander and to write down everything that comes to it. This is most highly held secret of most of the successful entrepreneurs. They write out everything that comes to their mind regardless of what it is. And they scribble as fast as they can. The third step is definitely letting your mind wander and write down what comes to it. Your entire goal of this step is to relieve yourself of everything that is moving around in your head, all of those thoughts, all of those things that come and go. And what this does is this empties out your mind so that you'll have more time and more energy to creatively focus on that which you desire. Give yourself permission to dream big, to dream silly, to dream fancy, to dream outlandish, or even dream small if that is your desire. Remind yourself that there is no limits whatsoever. Many of us have been taught that we have to continuously shrink our goals, our dreams, to how much we make in our income. And this really breaks my heart because all of these people are very well-meaning and they just simply do not want you to get hurt. But in order for you to have your personal story to become a legacy, you need to give yourself the permission to dream. The fifth step is to open yourself up to all of the possibilities. If money, time, and responsibilities were not a factor, then what would your goals really be? If you had all the time in the world, if you had the next 20 to 30 years to accomplish your goals, how would that change your limits that you put on yourself? It's really that easy to start coming back to life and feeling alive when you take time for yourself, you daydream, you jot out your daydreams, you jot out everything in your mind, and you give yourself permission to dream and to dream big. You will feel inspired by life again. So let's talk about what goals are really supposed to do. Your goals are a prophecy of what you shall be, do, and have, become, achieve one day. It all starts with becoming clear on exactly what you need to do and what your dreams are. Tremendously powerful goals actually link your dreams with your goals to everyday life through creating simple to-do tasks. This is where you start becoming clear of how you to achieve your big dreams. This is a step-by-step method. Sometimes we zigzag, but don't let that stop you. When you start enjoying the journey of fulfilling your dreams through creating tremendously powerful goals, you actually start getting more results and you start feeling happier with life. The more clarity you have and the more clear you are of what you want in your mind, you will automatically start looking for the opportunities and solutions of how to get there. These ideas and solutions seemingly come up from unexpected moments. I always keep a pen and paper in my purse with me and by my bedside and when I'm driving in my car so that I can write down anything that I need that comes up. I also use an application on my cell phone so I can quickly make a recording of anything that pops into my mind of how to achieve a goal or how to accomplish something. And this has really been very helpful for me. I don't want to hope that I might remember it sometime later, because chances are I'll only have a vague idea of what the solution was by the time I get around to writing it down, if I wait until later. So if you're unsure of what your goals are or the outcome that you desire, then start with a list that covers what would you desire to be? What would you desire to do? What would you desire to have? This is your be, do, and have list. Creating this list leads you to a starting point with small goals that lead into bigger dream goals. If you are a big dream goal person like myself, I will show you how to reverse engineer them and to make them into smaller achievable goals. But first, I'd like to take a few moments to honor the sponsors of this radio show.
Imagine having more time and energy to get everything done. Your body is in perfect proportion, your relationships are thriving, and you have enough time to dream. Would you like to know how to live that way? Divine in 9 is a full body, mind, spirit online wellness event that takes the struggle and drama that keeps you waiting to enjoy your life while you fix yourself and gives you the tools to live your best life now. No matter what your past might have you believe, you are divinely made and have a divine purpose. Sign up for our teleseries at antiqualibby.com/programs.
Ladies, are you one of those millions of women still suffering from the pain and devastation of divorce? 21 of the world's top divorce recovery experts will be available free at the Better Than Ever After Divorce World Online Healing Summit. Sign up today and access your free ebook, Living Again After Divorce, by Dr. D. Adio Moses at betterthanEverAfterDivorce.com. It is free and you deserve it.
Welcome back to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I appreciate you listening to my sponsors. Today we're talking about tremendously powerful goals. And right now we're going to start discussing how to create SMART goal techniques. Remember, SMART goals turn into gold to anything you want out of life. The first step of creating a SMART goal is being specific. What exactly will you accomplish? What can your goal do for you? And how can you break your goal down into smaller bite-sized pieces so that instead of you saying, I want to get on TV, you can use a concrete term by saying, be interviewed on local or national news stations. This is being specific with your goals. The second part of having a SMART goal that creates tremendous results is having it to be measurable. How exactly are you going to track whether or not you're making progress towards your goals or away from your goals? You define some type of a tracking system. You can check something off on your daily to-do list, and you look for the results. If you want a sphere of influence to increase on your social media site, then you can measure how many new friends you have added or how many Facebook likes you have had received. If you are measuring to see if your marketing is working, look at how many are signing up for your special offers in your newsletter. So let me ask you this. If you want to climb Mount Everest, would you start at the base of it first and then try to figure out how you're going to get to the top? Or would you start working out and educating yourself on how mountain climbers actually climb mountains in a safe manner before you take on Mount Everest? Your goals also need to be attainable. Do you have the energy and the drive to carry out and follow through to reach your goal to its fullest potential? Even if you face with adversary, delays, naysayers, and other obstacles, how exactly are you going to ensure that you have the drive and the energy to carry out your goals? If you're not prepared to dedicate yourself to achieving your particular goal, no matter what that goal is, then are you really committed enough to make it attainable? Being realistic is your goal realistic? Is it relevant for your current circumstances? These are questions you need to ask yourself when you're creating a SMART goal. Will it provide a solution to a problem that you're having, or will it fulfill some desire that you have? Will this goal provide you with the results that you want? And finally, the last step of a SMART goal is to make it time-bound. What will you have, be, or do when you accomplish this goal, and by when? Your sense of urgency increases. The achievement will come much quicker. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Look at your goals and determine what concrete and practical steps that you can do today to start with these goals. Now let's move on to automating your goals. In order for you to automate your goals, we need to cover two different types of goals. The first is big dream goals. These are bigger goals of what you want to achieve. They could be financial goals, personal goals, or business goals. These goals can be for a year, or you could have goals that are 3 years or 5 years. I usually keep the long-term goals, the 3 years and the 5 years, on a much broader scale than my 1 year's goals. If I think of the 3 years or the 5-year goals too much, then I look on how I am prioritizing them. Checking your goals and tasks into segments will help you stay focused and motivated to accomplish them. The second types of goals are action-oriented goals. These are the SMART, the SMART goals. You can measure them, and they have a specific tasks you complete from your to-do list. Action goals are things that you have control over, how and when it is completed. If you are unsure how to do an action goal, then go back to the big goal, the first goal, and break it down into smaller tasks that you can take action on. Action goals make obtaining your big dream goals much easier. Some examples of action goals that I do include calling clients, following up with leads, emailing information, writing articles and blogs. And when I work with somebody, I create a working agenda directly from their answers that they give me when we have our initial contact. This creates a unique experience for myself and for other people. So for some people, an action goal may be a big dream goal, and others it may simply be an action goal because they already have done it or are simply doing it again. An example would be having a 50-person seminar. For one person that has had seminars in the past, then this is a matter of putting together the actions needed to do it. But if you've never had a seminar before, or are in the process of learning how, then this would be a big dream goal, and the action steps would be through trial and error. How to determine an action goal and a big dream goal? Let us say you are going to call 5 potential clients. This is an action goal. But let's say your goal is to sign up 5 clients this week. This may be a dream goal because you don't know exactly how many people it will take for you to call in order to have 5 clients sign up. So do you see the difference between a dream goal and an action goal? Dream goals are the desired outcome, and action goals are the tasks and steps that you take to get there. Some of the action goals require you to learn something new or different. The best goals excite you and inspire you. You have dream goals that you have no clue how you're going to get to them. See if you can break them down into smaller dream goals until you have some idea of where you're going to start. This is really important on where you're going to start with your dream goals. The main point is to keep moving forward step by step. You really are not going to know if your actions are going to lead you to the intended outcomes. But As you get closer, you will be able to adjust your journey by being flexible. So let's get a little bit more in depth in turning your dream goals into action goals after we take a break from our sponsor.
Hugs, empowering women to feel, look, and be their best. Sometimes we just need a hug and some inspiration to remember how great we are. I've been leading women who have suffered the pain and self-doubt that comes after abuse to their true beauty and power for decades. Tune in each Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, when Hugs reaches out to you. Listen from your own computer at uscradioproductions.com. Learn more about me, Antika, and listen to past shows at antiqualibby.com. That's ANTIQUALIBBEY.com.
Welcome back. This is Luci McMonagle, your host for Wealthy Wednesday Radio Show. I appreciate you listening today and wanted to thank you. Today we're discussing how to get what you want with tremendously powerful goals. Currently, we're looking at how to go more in depth with turning dream goals into your action goals. Now, this is a process to turn your dream goals into action goals. When you find action goals that create specific results, you want them to become automated, and you do this by putting them on your schedule. When you completing these consistently on a regular basis will create greater results faster. But for now, I'm going to show you how to pull your action goals from your dream goals. If you need help with turning your goals into action steps, I have a 90 Days to Success program that can help you with your business and your life should you be interested in. But for right now, I only have so much time for this radio show, and I wanted to make sure that we cover the important aspects. The first thing you need to do is to write down a list of at least 15 to 20 dream goals that you would like to accomplish over the next year. Second, you need to put this list in the order of priority. What needs to be done right now, then second, then third, and fourth. If your priorities are off of your goals, you'll find that you may wobble a bit in your action steps. Simply adjust them as needed so that you can move on. Separate the time frame for each of these into a quarterly frame, which is a 3-month period. Make your best guess to how you can break these goals down into action steps. It is all right if you don't know exactly how to get there. If you did, you would have already done it. If you are not sure what to do, then go back to your quarterly goals and break them down some more. Usually if you're overwhelmed with not sure where to start first, that means that your dream goal is not quite a fully actionable step just yet. Check your priority list to see how you can accomplish this. And then remember, always be flexible with your goals and with the path on the way to get there. If you can't quite see the path from here to there, and you're unsure what to do for yourself, find a good friend, or pretend you are being asked your opinion on how to get there from here from a good friend. A lot of times when you pretend that you're giving advice to a good friend, that's how you get the answers for yourself. What advice would you give them? What would you tell a good friend? You can even imagine that you're in a meeting with several different friends, or you are going around and asking them questions. Some people use their imagination to imagine being at a table with people they believe in, or they know of these people who are at least 3 to 5 years ahead of them. Jot down what you believe the answers would be from these other people. What do you think they would do or they would say to you if they were going to give you the answers for your goals? This works for both business and life, and it has amazing results. I've done mine 3 or 4 times before I started getting truly amazing results. The first couple of times I had tried doing this imaginary table with other people, I didn't really get the results that I was expecting. But as I opened my mind and opened my thinking, I was able to come up with more creative ideas and thoughts by imagining being at a round table with very famous people who are where I'm at and where I want to go. If you want to do something different, you will get the different results that you're desiring. This means that sometimes you have to move outside of your comfort zone. Now, it doesn't have to be a big leap. It doesn't have to be a huge step. You simply move just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Just push those boundaries just a little bit. And as you start making progress, you will learn something new and exciting about yourself, and you'll learn something new and exciting about your goals. So this is all a part of the journey of fulfilling tremendously powerful goals and getting what you desire. Drop any obsessions you have of getting it right all of the time. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to have progress. When you're being a perfectionist, you're finding ways to stall your success. And sometimes it's really, really hard. But move through that, and I promise you will have more success. I mentioned automating your goals earlier. And this is how you start strategically automating your goals. Look at your action goals and track what specific tasks you are doing that is working and making your business and your life become more productive and prosperous. And then make it a habit by listing it on your calendar. If you don't put it on your calendar, it doesn't seem real. And you have to fulfill the task on your calendar, not just list it on the calendar. So it breaks down like this. You take your dream goals and you turn them into action goals, which are turned into everyday tasks. And when you find tasks that provide you with a specific result that you desire, then you automate those tasks by doing them on a consistent level in a consistent schedule. This is the key to success, consistency. If you do things haphazard, then you'll get sporadic results. I pour my heart and soul and my expertise into helping other people get the results that they want. And I am really excited about helping you with creating the goals that you need today on this radio show. Your quarterly goals are your reach goals. Your action goals are your task goals. And your tasks are work. That work are turned into everyday or weekly tasks, and you create a habit of doing them. Making this revolving system, and you will succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Calendar everything. If you use a laptop or a smartphone, I'd suggest Google Calendars as they integrate easily with one another. Once you create a schedule of what needs to be accomplished, then review it at least once a quarter to find ways on how you can improve it and if you need to keep it the same. Your goal is to become more productive and effective, thus saving you time and money. Focusing on one task at a time or a block of similar tasks will bring you more clarity and focus. And every time you do this, you will become more clear. If you do not have a system of completing tasks, then creating one is extremely vital in order for your success. Trying to remember to do something is not a system. Hoping you might get it all done is not a system. And it will not work for the long term. If it's not on the calendar, and if you do not do this on a consistent level, your dream goals will not come to pass. And that would be such a shame. So making a system will actually save you time and help you become more organized rather than bouncing from one idea to the next, going back and forth and teetering like a toddler. For optimum time frame for goals seems to be about quarterly. That's every 3 months. 1 quarter is 3 month period. It is the long enough to get a project done, but it's not so far out there that you keep pushing it off until the last minute. If you have a yearly goal, then the year comes and the goal may or may not get done. But if you have goals set for every 3 months that you want to accomplish, then you actually keep your eye on the prize and your goal in the forefront of your mind. Setting 3 to 5 goals or projects per quarter is important, but no more than 5, or you'll hit overwhelm and come to a halt in your business or in your life, as well as moving towards a burnout. This is really not fun at all. Prominently displaying your goals, putting it on Post-it notes, and reminding yourself of your goal is very important. It keeps you motivated. Once you find an action goal that brings results, make sure you make this a habit. Prioritize your quarterly goals with the top one you work on first, and then the next one, and the next one, etc. Some examples that I use for my quarterly goals includes updating my client packages paperwork so that everything runs smoothly, creating workshops and organizing masterminds, updating my website and creating new branding, creating social media marketing. These are my quarterly goals that I focus on every quarter, and then I break them down into smaller tasks. I'm going to discuss 8 steps for turning goals into gold. First, list what you would like to do between now and the next 30 years. List everything, small, big, large, whatever you can imagine. Start out with at least 100 on your list, but you can have as many as 5,000. For each goal you list, write a reason why you desire to have it. Then cut out pictures from magazines, brochures, or do a collage on the computer. Every day, read your list and look at the pictures. Then, here, now, do something in this moment that'll bring you closer to your goals. There is always something new that you can do, however small, to get closer to your goals. Do everything you do with gratitude. Think, speak, and act with gratitude. The gratitude of knowing you are guaranteed success if you act in the ways of when you act in certain ways. Gratitude is a statement of certainty, and that's extremely powerful for achieving the goals that you desire. Be genuinely grateful and excited about the fact that you've already have your goals realized. This type of gratitude works wonders. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy experiencing your goals when they manifest into your reality. They are for sure to do so. In a journal, start writing down the problems that you encounter. Suffering is an error of thinking. Writing down your suffering helps you to evaluate it clearly and discover your errors. When you write down your feelings, you're allowing yourself expression. You're allowing it to come out of your system. This is very important because true feelings are communicated to you from your soul self, that part of you that is closest to source. Do not confuse feelings with emotions and thoughts. So be careful about that. Write down good ideas and aspirations as soon as you get them. So what we covered today was the 5 steps for figuring out your goals, what goals are really supposed to do, tremendously powerful goal setting, strategically automating goals, turning dream goals into action goals, how far ahead you'll have to plan to lean out for successful business goals, and the 8 steps for turning goals into gold for your life and business. I really want to thank you for listening to this broadcast. I am so grateful, and I am completely sure that you will be blessed with receiving your goals and more beyond your wildest dreams. My name is Luci McMonagle. My website is lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMon.com. I would love for you to check out my website and receive your free gift that I have especially for you. Many blessings, and until next time, I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday radio show with Luci McMonagle every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us next time for more in the way of expert interviews with excellent guests and entrepreneurship and business tips that'll help you better your personal and business life. For excellent resources and to personally contact Luci McMonagle, visit lucimcmonagle.com. Until next time, so long, everybody.